Let's touch on Thursday Night Football. Chargers at the Chiefs. This is a tough one. Obviously Chargers played well. They beat the Raiders, which wasn't necessarily expected. And then the Chiefs absolutely demolished the Cardinals, which partially the Cardinals defense couldn't do anything to stop Patrick Mahomes. He had 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. He's a man on a mission this year.
That was another one of mine last week.
He's a man on a mission. I feel like people kind of forgot how good this guy already is. Like, if I was starting a franchise today, and I would absolutely start my team with Patrick Mahomes.
Would you?
Yeah, I think I would.
I can't fuck that little waddle he does when he fucks. I know.
Sure, he's annoying. He's annoying.
His brother alone,
his family, his wife or whatever. Yeah, his entire family is
I'll take Josh Allen just to keep
pretty
that
terrible
fucking bitch off.
But Mahomes is fucking him. I'll say this, being 100% honest, for 1 year only, actually, drama out of it, I would still take Brady. I mean, Brady looked fucking unbelievable. I mean, those passes the other night, it's just... I know the Dallas isn't exactly impressive, but it's like he's still getting the ball out so fucking quick. It's unbelievable. It is unfucking believable that Tom Brady's 45 years old.
You would take Patrick Mahomes.
For one season or one game, I think.
If you had to sign a quarterback,
without a doubt, it would be Mahomes. Without a doubt, it'd be Mahomes. Okay. For the next 5-10 years, whatever the fuck in a standard period, Patrick Mahomes. I don't even think it's debatable.
Right. But
just because he's already won. I'm not saying, Allen's the wrong answer or anything like that. But me personally, it's like I think we all kind of forgot with all the quarterback change and drama this offseason. I think we all forgot about Patrick Mahomes. A lot of people did.
Yeah.
And that was like a statement game. They went out and fucking dominated that game. No other way about it.
Their whole knock is really that their defense sucks in KC. And you can put up points against that D, but you can't outgun them. That's the problem.
No way.
A fucking weapon.
And let's see. I'm interested to see their defense this year. You know what I mean?
The line is it was 3, and then Keenan Allen was ruled out, so it moved to 4.5.
Yeah.
So 4.5. Kansas City at home. The over 54.5 seems like a decent bet. Which once again to fade myself.
Absolutely, I would bet the over in this.
You bet the over?
I think I would, just because I usually like staying away from Thursday games on a handicapping standpoint, just because the short week, the travel and stuff like that. But talk about the fucking Chargers. This Herbert is fucking amazing. You watch him and I'm just like, God damn, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had a great game last week.
I'm like, I just think they're gonna put up points.
Yeah, it's still 54.5. The Chargers plus 165 money line. Now right now the line's at +4 on DraftKings. Division game. Then again, the Chiefs could put up 21 in the first quarter, and you're looking. You can come to the game halfway through the first quarter and be like, "What the fuck's the score?" Mm-hmm. It was 14-0 in the first against the Cardinals. So should be a good game. Like I said, I don't really bend either way. If I had to take a team, Patrick Mahomes at home. Patrick Mahomes, in Kansas City. -4, money line's under 200. So, that's not a terrible bet.
Do you when you usually bet, do you usually go money line or do you play with points?
My preferred way of betting is a parlay where I move on 2 or 3 teams and I'll just move a line from whatever it is, -110. So like I said, if I get the Chiefs right now.
So are you teasing or are you taking?
I'm teasing multiple teams down, 2 or 3 of them, and then parlaying that to get somewhere near plus money odds. So like I said, I would take on this game, it's 54.5 for the over at -105. I tease that over down to 48, 49.
Yeah.
Probably move it to -180 and then pick another over on, and then 3-way parlay, which obviously parlay is full, but Vegas is right so often within such a thin margin that if you're able to tease it a little bit, obviously it's not guaranteed, but they're right almost.
Those casinos are built with golden doors.
The Eagles was 35-38 on a 4-point fucking spread, God damn it. You know what I mean? That's fucking insane that,
Killed me.
Every fucking time they're within a couple points. So if you tease that and get on the other side of it and then parlay it a couple ways, if you already lean that way, I like that way, and I've made some money doing it, and obviously lost a lot of money. But
this life is about choices. Your choices. Do you want to pick what?
I went 0-7, so But like I said, on this game, 54.5 so high. But then again, the Chiefs himself, Mahomes himself can put up, who knows how many.
Yeah,
points.
It is high.
What other games we got? We go on to New England at Pittsburgh.
Yep. No TJ Watt. Mac Jones is banged up. I'll tell you what about TJ Watt. You knew it was bad the other day in that Cincinnati. I liked fucking Pittsburgh this week too, but last week, excuse me. You knew that TJ Watt injury was bad. I think there was 17 Well, listen, let's not let Cincinnati's coaching off the hook here. I mean, that was just this fucking guy coaching. What's this guy's name who's coaching fucking Cincinnati? Can't think of his name off the top of my head. Doesn't know how to manage a clock to save his fucking life, dude. Cannot manage a clock to save his fucking life. I mean, that fourth quarter was just disastrous in that sense. It's like Tomlin's obviously going to capitalize off of all that shit, but TJ Watt getting hurt right at the end. I mean, there's like 20 seconds left.
He's walking.
No, it's not Fickle. He's not the head coach of the Bengals.
Oh, that's the Bearcats.
He's fucking. That was just a brutal fucking loss for Cincinnati. Zach Taylor.
There you go.
Terrible fucking coaching at the end. But TJ Watt walking off with like 12 seconds left. That was fucking. Yeah. You knew that was bad.
He even said he mouthed. You could see him saying like he knew.
Oh, bro, back. Those are bad.
I think they said he may not be. It's not as bad as they thought it was. Actually, I think they said.
But that's still what 8 weeks.
I thought they said 2 or 4 weeks.
Is that what they're saying?
Are they saying that
he got a second opinion? I think or something.
He's also how old is he?
Possibly.
How old is he now?
I don't know. He's 4 years in the league. 5 years in the league. I think.
Oh, for real?
26.
For some reason I thought he was a lot older. I mean, still, it's obviously huge.
I mean, what does that feel, dude? A torn pec, dude?
Yeah.
Fucking no.
I saw a guy do that while benching, and it looked absolutely disgusting.
Oh.
Yeah. That the bicep. Whenever someone says they tear like
a bicep, yeah,
like it recedes.
See that shit roll up.
Yeah, dude. No, not for me. Fun. But
except if you're Ray Lewis and you could take some deer antler spray a week before the Super Bowl, then you're fine. Then that injury's not that bad.
You're a human being, though. I'm sure it's tough. But yeah, I mean, Steelers. I mean, you like your Pats. I mean, they're plus. Plus 1.5. I mean, they're going to be in Pittsburgh. Over-under is 40.5, so expecting a low-scoring game. You can't sleep on Belichick, right? I mean, he's got...
Listen, the Patriots had the ball. It was 8 possessions the other day. The Pats had the ball. They turned it over on 3 of them. So it's like, you look at shit like
they
that.
8 possessions?
Yeah.
Jesus.
They gave up... I know Tua only threw what? He threw a 1 touchdown pass.
Probably, yeah.
I think they had a defensive touchdown.
Couldn't stop Tyreek Hill. Yeah, Mac Jones threw a pick 6. Had a bad interception in the end zone too, but just just a sloppy fucking game from the Patriots, you know? But I didn't think like Miami. I mean, listen, you play from behind in the NFL. I mean, it was 96 degrees at that game or something like that. And it's like you're down the entire time. It's like the New England knows, that franchise knows how tough it is to play down in Miami.
Yeah. I'm not touching this game. I don't see any value.
No way. Yeah. Very difficult game. It's tough to say too. It's like TJ Watt being out on defense. That's
huge.
That's their best player.
Yeah. Value this weekend. This is a game I'm high on. Indy at Jacksonville. Indy's -4. A little analytics. Week 2 home dogs +6 or fewer off against a spread loss. So if they played week 1 and they lost against the spread, and they're a dog at home week 2, and it's +6 spread, are I got to figure out the statistic. I just fucked that up.
Indy is a home dog?
Jacksonville.
No, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's
how the fuck is Jacksonville?
No. Jacksonville is a home dog. If it's less than a 6-point spread, on the week 2 after they lost against the spread week 1 are 68%, 26-12. So basically, it's just an overreaction to a loss on week 1, coming home as a home dog.
That's this entire week what it is in gambling and in.
So are you taking Jacksonville or Indy in that
Jacksonville?
game?
I like Jacksonville. I like Jacksonville.
I see it. I'm not against numbers. Trevor Lawrence gives me fucking nothing.
I didn't think he was terrible last week, though.
I
didn't think he was terrible.
I don't think he's a gamer. I think that guy's a fucking pussy.
I think it's tough to say. I mean, he had Urban Meyer last year, who was just maybe the worst coach I've ever seen in any professional sport in my life last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that entire season was a joke on his end, so... I'm interested. If I had to bet on that game, I would bet Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville +4 at home.
Indy just tied this past weekend,
right?
At Houston, 20-20. Matt Ryan.
That game's in Jacksonville. You got a fucking indoor team going down to that fucking Florida heat.
Yeah,
I like Jacksonville.
Yeah, I take like I said, just the analytics alone say that. Like I said, home dogs week 2, 26-12. It's 68.4% since 2005. If Jacksonville were to win, then make it 69%. Yeah. So I mean, you got to take that.
I don't like it.
Well, there has to be other teams though this week that are also qualifying.
They do. There are the Saints actually. We can move on to that game if you want. The Saints, same situation. The Saints are Same
2.5 point favorite, 2.5 point underdogs.
2.5 point dogs at home against Tampa, and Tom Brady is 0-4.
But he did beat them in the playoffs, though. So it's 0-4 in the regular season, but he did beat them in the playoffs 2 years ago now.
True.
But yeah, the Saints have been torturing him since he's been in their division.
Yeah.
I don't know. I look at it. I think the biggest one of the biggest changeovers in the league this past year was Sean Payton not being with the Saints. Yeah. So again, I like Tampa this year. I really like Tampa. I just think they're going to rack up these regular season wins.
I have Tampa.
I have them as a pick I have them as an official pick this week. Tampa Bay covering 2.5 on the road in New Orleans.
One of mine as well.
You like Tampa?
Yeah, Tampa covering 2.5. I don't know. I'm with you. I've learned enough in my life to not bet against Tom Brady, and I think you know, he's going to get it together. He's had it together.
Godwin's injured.
Yeah, he is. But I do think there's something to be said, though, about...
Fournette had a good week last week.
Yeah.
It was running
Tampa, I thought, in general, they just look good. I just think there is something, though, to be said about the 4 times that New Orleans has beaten them. It does kind of... Because even after they lost in the playoffs a couple years ago to Brady... They came back again last year and weren't that great of a team, but still found ways to terrorize them.
You think he knows that though too? Tom Brady knows
absolutely,
shit. Just like
does.
this fucking
absolutely
fuck these guys. I am gonna fucking. That's not
absolutely
my fucking narrative. So
yes,
you know, there's always that factor.
I'm gonna go one step. I'll take it one step further. I wasn't really impressed by Tampa Bay's I was impressed with their team, but I wasn't too impressed with the win over Dallas on Sunday night because I look at that.
You saw the end zone once.
Yeah, it's just Dallas isn't that good, and I wasn't impressed.
The defense is pretty decent.
Sure, they have good, but in general, I wasn't like, oh my god.
It's week 1. He took the time off.
Sure.
I mean, there's going to be a little bit,
without a doubt.
Right,
but that being said, I am impressed with Tampa Bay's overall team when I see them play. It's like they were just a much better team, and I think it's going to show again this week against New Orleans.
So he has to win the Super Bowl, so his wife doesn't leave him. I mean, is that the narrative? If he comes and wins the Super Bowl, he'd be like, "Shut up, bitch!" Yeah, literally, you can walk like, "Bitch, she's I fucking told you I'm coming back."
She's like, "You unretired for the fucking wild card weekend loss."
Yeah, right. So
he's on a mission. Yeah, he's won 7 Super Bowls.
He's got to shut that bitch up.
Does anything motivate a man more than shutting your fucking wife up about making a decision?
Not at all. I can speak on every great thing I've done in my life, and a lot of those have been in spite of a woman that was previously in my life or currently in my life.
Told you not to do it, or it's not the right decision.
Yeah, just I'll
fucking show you. Right. So, so Tampa's a lock this week. All right, maybe I'll put. All right, you know what? I'm at only 2.5. It's
what's the over under on that game?
44. You know, I mean, they only scored a touchdown one, but you know,
that's a tough number.
44. Like I said, you could tease that down to 40, and you know, but Jameis Winston fucking played like shit last week. I mean, I was hoping that he'd put up a lot more points. It's the fucking Falcons. Mariota played fine. I mean, which he played better. He's running around a lot, but yeah, no, I'm taking Tampa. I'll lock that in.
That's who I want for my first official pick is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Minus 2.5, 3-point spread. And that means that Jacksonville statistically has to suffice and pacify the odds of making it 69%. So I'm taking Jacksonville at home as well, money line. Give me Jacksonville at home. They're a 4-point spread, but you know, I'll put that as one of my picks. What else we got coming up this week?
Real quick, I gotta go back to because I can't stop thinking about the advertisements in the beginning.
Yeah.
Why don't you get one of those fucking Africans selling fucking t-shirts outside that you purchased today? This scumbag. So tell me what happened when you were in the gym today.
So I forgot. I forgot a t-shirt. So when I got to the gym, I only had my jersey, but in my gym they have like a little store. I walk over, I'm like, what's the cheapest t-shirt you have?
$55.
Fucking $55. I'm like, all right.
What kind of Equinox?
Yeah. So they have fucking designer, you know,
sure.
whatever. And I'm like, and I had this in my bag, so I'm like, am I gonna walk out of the gym like an asshole on a Wednesday for a Monday night game wearing an Eagles jersey? So I wore it all the way to Penn Station, came down to Canal Street.
Yeah, because Philadelphia Eagles fans have a classy reputation to uphold while they're riding public transportation.
Right. If it was even like Sunday, it's like it's so far in advance. It's like, what are you prepping? So I got this Burberry shirt at a large, and it's so tight because obviously, you know, that's how they fit it. Bro. Yeah. So no, I'm fat, and I'm large in Italian fucking sizes as a medium.
That's who we should have advertise this show. One of those African selling Rolexes or Burberry t-shirts outside.
I agree. I think they can
5 pounds of weed on the fucking.
That too.
Selling drugs.
Guys.
I think e-commerce.
Push pedal their shit.
Anyone who works on the internet, who we can do internet advertising for, I think is really our demographic. And like I said, the price to record the studio every week is not crazy high. I would just like to sign a long-term,
maybe
deal.
some sort of antidepressant.
Antidepressants.
I know a guy who makes bongs
last week.
who we could talk to.
Bongs, motors, like anybody who works. Yeah, anybody.
Glass, glass
exactly.
Stuff.
Like I said, we do, and then we also have people who sell drugs. I think
which is not those things aren't exactly illegal in New York City right now too.
I think it's illegal to order fentanyl to your house, but if you want to order fentanyl to your house and you're wondering where can I find a good deal, this could be a good place where you could find advertisers and places. Liquid Death, possibly. I think they gave Bert Kreischer a bunch of money to just be fat, which is fine, but like maybe invest in creators and
sure. What game are we? So what game were we on? I didn't mean to drag us off.
No, you're good. If you got bongs, like I said, if you do anything, we can definitely find advertisers, and at what point we can do this at same cost. And like I said, that's 17, 18 weeks of talking about Tom Brady making his wife look like a dumb bitch.
Come on,
what?
We don't know what's
She would try to hold him back from playing.
We don't know what's happening.
How could you imagine if he didn't play this season? Because this fucking broad.
Okay, listen, I'm not saying
God
any
forbid.
of that's true.
God forbid she wants her husband to be able to get out of bed.
I've dealt with this for the first 20 years of my life. I've dealt with this. Okay, I have experience with the whole fucking Hollywood drama. I think it's just a thing because there's not other things to talk about in the league right now. Like, mark my words, this whole Brady drama is gonna go away the second Deshaun Watson shows up again, because then it's gonna be that's gonna be like the hot topic of the NFL.
Oh, he comes back week 10, right? So it's not during October.
I think it's week 11 technically, because I think there's a bye. I think they have a bye week in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it plays into it. If he would have came back during women pink
that would
during
be
October, and he just came out.
If he just came out wearing pink gloves, pink cleats, pink socks.
It was 6 weeks, so it would have been in October.
Yeah,
right. So that's probably the NFL.
That
Let's just move it to November. Let's just get him on the back end.
I feel like there's 4 pink months of football season, though.
Don't get me started.
Every fucking
let's not go there. All right, we're trying to get advertisers.
I'll fucking go there. Fuck Susan G.
I was going to be racist, but then I remembered we have to end racism by watching the NFL. And now I'm like, well,
G. Coleman's
of all people to tell us to end racism, the NFL.
The NFL. Yeah. So
unfucking believable people.
Yeah, Indy, Jacksonville. I like that. We got Tampa, New Orleans. Let's talk about Miami, Baltimore. Big game, right? 2 teams coming off wins. It's in Baltimore. The current
Baltimore's
3.5, right?
3.5. Yeah, it's close. Which as being a home team,
it's got to be 3. It has to be 3.5.
It's currently 3.5. Yeah. Baltimore. So they're basically calling it, basically a pick 'em because Baltimore's at home. There's
a lot of research though that could be done in the last 4 or 5 years where these lines makers aren't given the traditional 3 points to the home teams though.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people automatically factor that in because for fucking mostly a century that was true.
Right.
But that's not as true. When you dig into the analytics of these bookmakers and stuff, that 3 points isn't always there.
A little more antiquated.
Yeah.
It's a rule of thumb.
Because home field advantage those percentages of wins with home teams in the last 15 to 20 years aren't the same as they were the 40 or 50 years beforehand.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, Baltimore, they played the Jets.
Lamar Jackson's a man on a mission for a new you talk about incentivizing people and playing out of spite. How about playing for hundreds of millions? You talk about really gambling on yourself.
Yeah. Which
to me, if I was in his position, I don't know if I would have done that. And if I was Baltimore, I don't think I would have given him that contract right now either. But it's look at Aaron Judge, for example, with the Yankees. He just hit a 57th home run last night, and they wouldn't give him a contract before this season. He's playing like a lunatic out of his mind.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, he has won an MVP. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I'm not the biggest fan of how he plays, his style of play, and I'm certainly not a fan of that franchise, but he has played at an MVP caliber level over an extended period of time, and I think this could be a bad game for Miami. A bad game for Miami.
Yeah, I think you can't, once betting against Lamar Jackson, it's like betting against, Mahomes. You're playing, when you're betting against such an athlete like that, they could put up 21 points, but they could be running for 150 yards. It's just, it's hard to bet against them because they have that X. And Tua, I'm not really afraid of. I'm not afraid Tua's gonna come out there. But Lamar Jackson, they're at home. They just beat up on the Jets, a little tune-up game. The Dolphins had a nice little confidence boost. You know what I mean? They had they washed out, they
beat they beat the Patriots. Say what you want. I mean, I think a lot of it is I think the Patriots did play terrible, but Miami didn't necessarily impress me. Overall, when you look at like the power of the league and stuff, they didn't impress me. They won. You got to give it to them. You got to give them credit and stuff like that. But watching that game, it's like when you turn the ball over like the Patriots did and allow a terrible touchdown at the end of the first half, you're going to lose games like that. And the Patriots had an opportunity in the second half to get back into that game. It's not like Miami never really stepped on the Patriots' throat.
I saw some highlights and Tua like not really making great passes. Nothing,
no.
You had
Tyreek Hill killed the Patriots. Scheming killed the Patriots a lot, where the Patriots were out of play, and that goes into the whole coaching drama of the offseason and things like that. But
did you see the Tua clip?
I watched the entire game.
Oh, well, there's a clip where Tua, it was like one of the, I think it was 0-0 still, and he went to throw it was wide open Tyreek Hill.
Oh, he missed
but apparently got tipped to the line.
Yeah.
So there's some like football misinformation going on. When are we going to address that?
I've been saying this for the last few years. Even when he was at Alabama, the Tua PR train or whatever the fuck it is, it's like, I want to know who's representing this guy, because it's like, who's starting the narrative with this guy, because everything that seems to be a fault of his, it's for whatever reason, not this guy's fault. You know what I mean? He's not that good.
We'll see.
He won and you got to give it to him and stuff like that, but he's not like, I don't think he's like that good. He missed a few. There was a pass to Waddle where Waddle ran a route, he fucking ran an out route, middle of the field. No one, zone defense, everyone just seemed to ignore Jalen Waddle on the Patriots the other day. I know he's banged up, but on this one play, it was like they forgot he was out there. Tua underthrew him by like 7 yards on and he was down, this is a 25-yard gain before he even turns and runs. I mean, it was just, that stuff NFL, like that's not like, unless you're injured, which I don't think he was at the time, like you got to make that ball.
Yeah. Especially, you're the franchise.
And it's like you miss listen, quarterbacks miss passes at times. You see guys overthrow and shit like that. But when you underthrow a wide open guy like that, that's usually like a bigger problem than an injury. It's usually a bigger problem than an injury.
Yeah. The over is at 44.5. It was at 43. It's up to 44.5. Like perfect situation. I would tease that down to 40. It puts it at minus 226 odds. And I'll probably tease that with another over. But I mean, I like the over in this game. I mean, once again,
sunny and 90, and that's what the forecast says right now. Baltimore,
yeah, we have great weather in the East Coast next 10 days.
For both teams.
Yeah, so I mean, I like teasing the over down from 44 down to 40 on that game, mixing it into a parlay. What else we got? I mean, that plays into my other over I like a lot. Washington, Detroit. Washington's going to Detroit. Detroit played well.
Totally.
They drove down the field, opening drive, scored.
Totally.
They were down big points, showed the ability to come back, put points on the board, be aggressive. Other than that pick six flips it the other direction. Totally. Right. So, I mean, I like Detroit. Detroit's -2. Once again, I mean, I didn't watch the Washington game, but I saw that Carson threw for 4 touchdowns. 2 interceptions and a fumble, obviously.
Sure, there's some bad ones there.
Right, but I mean, the over at 48.5, that once again kind of high, but I don't hate teasing that down to like 40.
This game's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit again, and they were rambunctious. Like,
I'm telling you, they love that Dan Campbell. They play hard for this fucking guy. He gives a shit. They like this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I think. Do you watch the Hard Knocks?
I only seen clips of it, but I didn't watch the entire thing.
Just because the Eagles were playing them. I think like he just seems like a moron. He's like a meathead guy. Sure. Like it's one of those things where it's like a situation where it's like, because you played the game doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be a great. He's intense. He seems like a good like motivational guy, but I feel like he's more of like an assistant type of dude. Sure. He seems like a bit of a putz. But I don't think that's. I actually I can't believe I'm doing this, betting with fucking Carson. But I got the Commanders this week.
You like them going into
Commanders?
You like them?
Yeah, I do.
Can I ask you fucking retards a question? Because I just don't understand this. Why does everyone in Philadelphia hate Carson Wentz the way they do? Because you guys there's no way you guys win that Super. If you had to play the entire season that year with Nick Foles, now granted, I know Nick Foles won the Super Bowl. You're not getting a 1 seed that year, and I don't.
No, he won 13. Carson Wentz was going to be the MVP
without a doubt.
If he didn't,
without a doubt,
if he didn't get.
But where does the hatred for him come to?
It came from. I think it came more from like the following year. honestly, Carson Wentz is just not that great.
Why though?
It's unfulfilling to just. It is what it is.
But what did he do? Was he choosing not to play? Was that what it was?
No. There was a narrative in the locker room that he was kind of soft, not a great leader. Threw his guys under the bus a lot. Nothing was ever his fault. And he threw he has some bad balls. He threw some fucking bad in the following year, the year after.
Oh, I mean, well, yeah, you saw it up until 3 days ago too. You know?
And then there was a lot of quarterback controversy there. Obviously, after Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, who should we bring back? This guy that won 13 games or this guy that won a Super Bowl? It kind of divided the city a little bit. Carson Wentz was extremely salty towards Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Had a lot of it seemed like a lot of jealousy there. He had this demeanor where it was like, we won the Super Bowl that year and he didn't seem happy.
You can't be happy. How can you be happy?
He seemed like he had this
a big part of that team.
He was like this
part of that team.
I didn't do it.
But was he doing this publicly? Because I don't remember paying too much attention to that Philadelphia team.
Yeah, it was when he would talk to the media.
Yeah.
There was this he would shit the bed in a couple games in the following year, and it was never his fault.
But it alienates you, and even with your receiver core, you just lose a certain level of leadership. And ultimately, I think it's just because he's so milquetoast. That he's a god
baptized in the Jordan River in a fucking white robe.
Yeah, he's very Christian.
I can't do that.
God. He's very.
I'm okay. I'm okay if guys on my team do the. We've had Brian Dawkins. Look at Brian Dawkins, my favorite fucking Eagle of all time.
Oh yeah,
guy talks about God all the time.
45-minute prayer session before the game.
But Carson Wentz was kind of fucking creepy with it.
He was like a humble guy. He's very I'm a humble guy. I'm a God guy. All this shit. But then like I said, I don't think he united the team. There was
there was some buzz that
he was gonna win an MVP.
He was.
You guys ended up winning a Super Bowl. That's why I didn't follow.
It was his. It was
on a play that he didn't need to make, and
it was 100% his locker room demeanor and the way there was a lot of buzz around guys on the offensive line and shit.
Even before he got injured.
This is after. And after the Super Bowl, his demeanor changed when Nick Foles won the Super Bowl and he was salty that it wasn't him.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys on his offensive line were like, he's kind of chirping, he's throwing us under the bus, throwing his line under the bus. And there was a lot of talk that guys in the locker room wanted Nick Foles to be running it.
Yeah.
And he just seemed, they thought he was a better leader. But you know what? It is what it is. He's not here anymore.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
He's fucking bummed.
And once you go, it's like, all right, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
nothing. But
I do. He's gonna do this thing where he's gonna have some regular season games and he's gonna fucking crush it for you. And I think this weekend is gonna be one. I think he's gonna come out hot and then he's gonna turn into Carson Wentz.
Yeah, he's gonna have turnovers.
I'm gonna go.
The parlay I like.
We're coming to you shortly for your picks too. So I hope you're ready for that.
Washington,
you're gonna do better than
Washington in Detroit. If you move the line down to 42, and then parlay that with the Dolphins and moving that line down to 40, you get to minus 109 odds, which is basically easy money on two overs I really like. But now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm going to fade myself and I'm going to move the line on the Commanders and the Lions up. Okay. And I'm going to bet the under. So we're going to move it up to 51 and then bet the under.
My buddy sent me some fucking meme last week of some dude sitting missionary on his girlfriend and was like, this is guys who bet the under. And it's one of those toxic masculinity things where I can't fucking now.
I love betting unders because I think people absolutely
on a Sunday 1 o'clock game I'll bet the under, but I can't bet the under.
It's more exciting to bet overs, but it's not always the smartest thing to do.
No,
I think you limit yourself as a gambler. I think you limit yourself when you stay away from certain things.
Of course, yeah.
You absolutely limit. You're gonna
fuck you, Frank.
An over under. I mean, that's like not if you stay away from unders. That's almost like not betting underdogs or favorites.
So this is what I'm doing now. Under 55 makes the odd plus 101. So the under 55, Carson Wentz, turnovers, can't get in the end zone, field goals. The Lions, I mean, as long as you don't throw any pick sixes or give up any defensive points, under 55 is pretty high. Detroit's at home again. I understand they're hungry. They're definitely hungry after last week, and the fans are coming back ready to fucking tear the house down. So I like the under 55 in that game only because I like the over. You know what I'm saying? That's how you make money. What other games we got to have this week? You guys have anything?
We talk about the Carolina Giants game because that's a game I'm very interested in.
Yeah. How you feeling on them? The Giants, they came back last week. They were able to hold off, the passing attack of Ryan Tannehill. But
I've been saying this all off, dude. I don't think Tennessee's. I know that division is dog shit down there. The AFC South is just a probably I'd say the worst division in football. I think you have to say, right?
Houston, Tennessee.
Indianapolis,
Indy, and
you know what I mean. It's just
Indy and Houston tying two dog shit
without a doubt.
Tennessee
week 1,
but it's like Tennessee. Mike Vrabel, awesome coach. I just don't think they're going to be that good this year. I don't think Tennessee. Now, Chris, I think you got to give the Giants credit for winning that game last week and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Ballsy move,
big
on
time,
the road,
big time.
Saying fuck it, we got nothing to
big
lose.
Time.
We've never been 1-0
since. Big time. A new head coach, like Saquon Barkley, showing up for the first time in 5 years.
Ran all over them.
He looked like an animal the other day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like Carolina this week. I just think the way Carolina was, I like Carolina this week in the sense where, listen, they didn't look good this past week against Cleveland. You know what I mean? They did, and they had a shot to win the game, but they never had a shot to cover that they had no shot really at covering the spread all fucking day. I mean, they lost by they lose by a point, and they had the chance to kick at the end. You weren't covering that, and this is the game I said, I would bet heavy on this game if I was gambling last week, and I was so grateful I fucking didn't. But I don't think Carolina is going to be an awful team this year. I just don't. I don't think they're going to be great or anything, but I just think they have a lot of good fucking players there, and I'm super excited to watch this game.
I actually went the other way on that. I'm taking the Giants. I can't get behind Baker Mayfield.
The line's 2 points.
Baker Mayfield is a fucking fraud. I can't believe I fucking said last. I don't know what I'm telling you. It was the cameras and the lights and everything last week that made me say Baker Mayfield has
Giants coming home after a good road win.
Sure.
I mean, feeling good.
I'm taking the Giants -2.
-2. I mean,
finally, we're going against each other. I'm excited to have picks where we're going against each other.
I'm taking Giants this way.
Sunday in 80. Well, that's New York, so they're only 40 minutes away. But the weather shouldn't be an issue in this game.
Yeah, like I said, I like the Giants coming home after a road win.
Yeah.
The Panthers.
What's the over/under on this game?
43.5.
Yeah.
Which last week was
on the lower end.
Yeah, probably wouldn't touch that. I mean, if you take the Panthers on the, Panthers on the road as a dog +105.
I just can't get over Daniel Jones. Like I just look at him and it's like, now listen, if Barkley stays healthy, which is a big if, and he can play the way he played the other, he looked fantastic. He was probably the best player, I think you'd have to say, this past week. That was a dominant performance from a fucking running back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have to, not thinking it over, thinking the games last week. I like the Giants at home.
Yeah.
I think -2 is once again, maybe it's gonna be a close game. They lay the odds, but
that bodes really well for you because we fucking ate our balls last week.
I like the Giants at home, so you're right. So I'm gonna scratch that out. Give me the Panthers as a dog of the week.
I fucking love
Panthers +105. That's my bet.
I made him switch that shit.
Well, I forgot for a moment that the strategy here is to fade myself. Yeah. I like the Giants on a road win, playing a good fucking team. The Titans aren't nothing. The Titans are not. They're a good team. They went for 2. I think that carries over. And like I said, you're coming home and you're playing a fucking shitty. The Panthers aren't really that good anyway. So they barely beat the Browns. So they lost.
Maybe the Panthers aren't good, but maybe the Giants aren't either. Like
they're not
still
good.
Very early.
No, they're not.
They're not good.
Very early.
They're not
very early.
They're not good, but
I don't think any of outside of my birds. I don't think any of the NFC East teams are that good.
I just saw some on the TV when I was at the fucking gym and big on ESPN. Obviously, it's fucking stupid, but do the Cowboys still have a chance to win the NFC East? Are you fucking retarded? Who is managing the ESPN little fucking?
The Eagles won the NFC East last year. And I'm not saying Dallas would, but what were they last year?
They have a chance to win the NFC East. Are you out of your mind?
That's the NFC East.
Nah, dude, no way.
NFC
to win the NFC East,
it's the NFC. If
Giants have a better chance of winning the NFC East over the Cowboys,
without a doubt.
Cowboys are absolute.
That's why you don't pay attention to that propaganda.
Yeah,
you got to remember when you see things with Dallas, it's like there's people that just choose to fucking be a Dallas Dallas Cowboys fan the same way people in fucking Nebraska choose to be a Yankees fan. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Or the Lakers. Like there's like 8 of these retard teams that are all, like the most obnoxious teams, but people like the logos look cool. People just jump on them.
Yeah, I mean, if the Cowboys, let's say Dak comes back, I mean, we can do that after this game, but I'm taking the Panthers coming into New York. I might even go to the pregame and go to the tailgate and try and see if I can fight some Giants fans to.
In a logo, I think Browns got their nice new little logo. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Brownie the elf.
Is it a midget?
They put it's fucking enormous. There's a big fucking enormous elf painted in the middle of their field now.
Good for him.
What a fucking joke.
Like apparently it's an old school guy. I like it though. Maybe I'll go Browns this week. Who the Browns got? Who do we just talked about this?
They're playing the Jets, right?
Jets.
Yeah. I'm not touching that game. That's pretty shit. But yeah, there are some pretty wide spreads this week. Let's get in.
I like one of them. I like a big underdog this week.
The Bengals.
Seattle Seahawks. 9.5 points against Trey Lance, who I think sucks, dude. I think Trey Lance is terrible. I think it's only a matter of time before Jimmy Garoppolo comes in, whether it's Trey Lance's inability to play quarterback or he gets hurt, you know what I mean? But it's only a matter of time.
It was a hurricane game, to be fair.
Huh?
It was a hurricane game.
Sure, but listen.
And with that comes there's no scheming.
Totally. The weather in that game was out of control.
It negates anything from week one. It was a moral victory. They were able to get out of there, get the win. And like I said, Seattle's got no tape to read off of, right? You're not going to be able to use any of that. So.
Sure. Well, I think they have tape to read off of. I mean, they've seen Trey Lance before.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm actually going the other way on that one too. I'm going against you again.
You're going to let Trey,
here's my thing. Here's my thing. This is one of those games where I see like where they say the line's talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Why is San Fran a 9.5 point favorite over Seattle?
Because the betting public in San Francisco it's a large market.
I don't see why the fuck, like that's a lot of fucking points.
That's a ton of points.
It's a ton of points. After last week, like why would I don't understand.
There's no Jamal.
Why.
You gotta factor in the Jamal Adams factor. I think you got to factor in like you said, people were talking about Geno Smith Tuesday morning like he was the second coming of Russell Wilson.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think Seattle's that good of a team.
And I don't think the Niners are that good of a team either, which is why I'm like, why the fuck are they giving them?
And this is before George
why are they giving Seattle?
So I mean, that's George Kittle's ruled in. Points, the spread's probably going to bump up probably going to be over 10.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm taking Niners. I'm taking the Niners
with the spread.
With the spread, yeah.
You like that?
I got there's a couple big point games that I like this week.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else do you like?
I want the Rams. I like the Rams.
Before we get on, I want that as that's another one of my official picks is Seattle 9.5.
9.5. Yeah. Wait till Sunday.
Yeah,
it's probably going to keep going up.
I'm going that's another one of mine also. I'm taking Niners there.
I can't touch that game. I don't want to.
And another big spread one I like. Taking the favorite is the Rams to cover Atlanta. They're 10.5 right now. I believe at home. And I think they're going to come out and fucking bludgeon.
You think so?
10.5. Yeah.
They had a rough, game to Buffalo. They played all right, but I think they're going to come out and beat the living shit out of the Falcons this week.
I haven't heard a lot about Matthew Stafford's health going into this week.
I'm saying I'm at least 2 touchdowns they're winning by.
10.5. I mean, it's so hard to.
10.5, and that's I think they're covering that shit. I think they're going to fucking spank the Falcons. So
yeah, it's not terrible.
Mariota.
It's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points. And Aaron Donald gets to Mariota a lot.
Oh, sure. I mean, he gets to anyone. I mean, put a brick wall. That's a lot of points.
I'm taking. I know it is. And half these fucking games are like, Buffalo's 10.
Here's
Denver's 10. Green Bay's 10.
Here's my dog of the week, and you're gonna fucking hate it. The Bears.
Chi-town.
The Bears going into Green Bay. They are absolutely owned by Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers.
What do we have for a spread right now on that game?
10.
Right now, it's probably 10.
Green Bay's minus 10 as last I saw.
Oh, I'll tell you right now.
Green Bay got fucking.
That game's in Lambeau Field.
Green Bay got waxed last week.
Yeah, that happens on a week one, though. I think Minnesota's good.
I understand, but
a good team.
Aaron Rodgers is good too. He's going to be not happy coming out of there.
Sure.
The Bears, as
I think that's a bloodbath, that game.
Plus 360.
I think that's a bloodbath, that game.
I think the Bears are hungry to get some revenge, and this is their opportunity. Aaron Rodgers looking, very suspect. Why?
I guess if you're going to get them early in the season, but
bloodbath.
I don't like
what, you think Rodgers,
I think Green Bay is going to fucking slaughter
40
Chicago
points, just
this week. I think.
Yeah.
I think he did that shit last year. We ran off the field. He's like, I fucking own you. I fucking own you. But I think there's truth to it. I really do.
I think that really motivates and the Bears, once again, last week, tough game, but, showing the ability to, get.
Sure, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Moral victory, get the W. Once again, there's no tape. They're conference games. So but week one, I like them at home. Or so I like the Bears going into Green Bay in a plus 360. And then lastly, we got our Monday night games basically at the same time, 7:30, 8:30.
Two of them this week.
Yeah. Tennessee and Buffalo. Buffalo's minus 10. How do you bet against Josh Allen after last week? I don't know if that's even possible. 10's a lot of points, but Buffalo at home, they just went out to LA. They have the longest recovery time. The Titans looked like shit. They gave up a big lead. We weren't able to, put the nail in the coffin. Nope. So, I can't take Buffalo. 10 points is a lot, but the over's 49.5. Honestly, I like the under. I think Buffalo put up points, but I think Tennessee again has shown after last week the inability. They're running, based on they're gonna have to run the ball a lot.
So Buffalo 42-0.
Basically, Buffalo's defense looked absolutely insane last week. Yeah. So if they stuff that running game, I don't think Tennessee gets points in the first half.
Yeah, I would stay away from this game, but I would, if I were to bet on this one, I feel comfortable with Buffalo over Tennessee.
Yeah. And then Minnesota, Philly.
But that's a ton of points, though.
Yeah, 10 is a lot. I like the under. I think that
that's a lot of points.
Tennessee,
at 10, it's tough.
And I like Diggs anytime touchdown score plus 105. I think Diggs finds the end zone plus 105 is pretty good money. Anytime touchdown score.
Solid. And
then lastly, we have the Eagles and the Vikings. The Eagles are a favorite, which is honestly shocking to me. Makes me want to fade the Eagles and take. I'm an Eagles fan. I hope the Eagles win. They're at home, but with the way Hurts had to run around so much last week, the Vikings looking very fucking good. Yeah. Vikings plus 2.5, plus 2.5 points. Dogs at plus 115. I like the Vikings as a dog as well.
That's my pick. That's a pick I love this week. That's my fourth and final pick is Minnesota.
Eagles don't justify a 2.5.
Not at all. I don't care if it's at home.
Yeah.
I think Minnesota's good. I think Minnesota is good. I think they're gonna fucking compete for that division. I think they are good.
Yeah. What do you got?
I'm not touching this guy. I will be in the house on Monday night.
Oh, you're going to the game.
Pumped.
Hell yeah.
Monday night. I am staying away from it though because I'll only bet on the Birds if I'm going with them. And I honestly don't think I could go with them this week as much as that breaks my heart to say. Yeah. It's a scary game and I think it's going to be close either way. And I'm not touching it. But if I did, I think I might have to take the Vikings myself. But I'm
plus 115. Come on.
I want to enjoy the game. I want to not be sick to my stomach while I'm sitting there worrying about my money because nothing hurts worse than when the Birds lose and I lose my pick at the same fucking time.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm creating.
If I'm gonna bet, maybe I should go that way. So soften the blow if they do happen to lose and take the Vikings. But I can't do it. It's my boys. I love
Minnesota. I really like Minnesota this week.
Let's hear your rundown. What do you got?
My 4 games, we went over them. Tampa Bay favored 2.5 in New Orleans. Carolina 2-point underdog against the Giants. I like them. Seattle 9.5-point underdogs. I really like them. And Minnesota 2.5-point underdogs Monday night. The second Monday night. I think there's 2 Monday night games this week, so I'm super excited for that. So I got 3 underdogs and Tom Brady, so I feel good about that.
7:30 and an 8:30 Monday night game. A weird,
I used to East Coast West Coast thing. I heard what I read online. I heard the reason they didn't do 2 Monday night games, which I don't know how true this is, but I think it's a reliable source. The reason they didn't do 2 Monday night games this year on week 1 was because the fucking Emmys were on the other night. But it's like, who watches that bullshit anymore?
Tom Brady's wife, that fucking bitch. All right,
you heard it from a reputable source, huh? Is this your reputable sources that could give us the fucking information on the goddamn bets?
Television entertainment person,
all right,
who's gay and who I believe doesn't like sports. So
that's probably
solely because they're gay.
Love the Emmys, but probably watch the Emmys.
What do you got, John?
All right, I am going with the Commanders, the fucking Commanders. Plus 1.5 at Detroit. I like Tampa Bay this weekend. Tampa Bay against the Saints. I like the Rams to cover big. I think they're going to beat the shit out of Atlanta this weekend. And the Niners, I got the Niners covering that 9.5 to Seattle. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't love either team. I think they both kind of blow, but for whatever reason, Niners are 9.5. That's a line talking to me game, so I'm taking the Niners there. And I like the Giants too. Giants covering against the Panthers.
That's exciting. We're against each other on 2 games, John, and I like Minnesota as well. So I feel like it's kind of 3 games. We're going at each other.
Fucking asshole. I like the 2. Fuck Minnesota.
Here's my picks. I like Jacksonville +4. I'll take them. I'll take Tampa -2.5 going into New Orleans. Tom Brady fucking 0-4. Yep. Come on, he's gonna fucking cash.
He did beat them the one time it counted though in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, yeah. Last week, shaking off the rust. I like parlaying the over of Dolphins and the Ravens. Move the line to 40. Moves the line to -226, and then Washington the Lions. I love the over. So I'm going to take the under. I'm going to move the line to 55, and that parlay pays +101. So you're getting double your money on that, and you can bet on at least one over. I like another parlay, Panthers and Vikings. Parlay them. The Panthers +105, the Vikings +115. Both very winnable games for both those teams. And then lastly, my dog of the week, give me the Bears. I can't take the money line, but I like the Bears +9.5 going to Lambeau. That's probably my lock of the week. I think that's a lot of points. I think Aaron Rodgers looked absolutely like shit last week. I don't know if they figure out in 1 week. And the Bears coming off a big moral victory. You play in a shitstorm like that.
They won. Yeah. Say what you want about the weather. Say what you want. They won the fucking. They won the game.
And they're due. Same thing with Tom Brady being 0-4. The Bears are fucking.
Yeah, but the Bears have been due to winning Green Bay for like 2.5 decades. Like
this is their year, though. Okay. This is the year. You catch Rodgers on his back foot. You catch him on DMT on every fucking podcast.
I think he's
I think 9.5 is a lot on Sunday Night Football. Division game, 9.5 points. Give me the Bears. And if you want to sponsor this podcast, if you are in human trafficking, illicit drugs on the internet.
No, fuck that. I'm done with dealing with drugs and elite. Let's try getting free shit out of this.
Okay, if you sell bonds, if you sell t-shirts, if you do any internet commerce, we're open up to take advertising. I'll get you some TikToks, some YouTube videos, and you can laugh at me losing all my bets. You guys, anything else?
No, I'm just again very grateful. Football's back.
I'm gonna ask my 6-year-old niece her picks for this week.
Put that on that'll be on the Instagram.
I'm gonna ask my 6-year-old niece this week, see what her picks are, and then we'll match them up with mine next week. And then because she couldn't have done any worse than I did last weekend. So
yeah,
I'll go fuck myself.
No, I don't know. I don't really have anything to say other than enjoy football. Go Patriots.
It's hard making picks on a Wednesday. That's tough.
It's all right.